Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I'd like to explain real quick kind of how this works. I don't remember doing a reading for you before, but anyway, I see, hear, feel, sense. No, they talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I try to describe the picture the best that I can. They never waste a message. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and they'll go, oh, I know what he's talking about. This is non exact science. Sometimes you're going to have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He's not going to give me a lot of details. Details are none of my business. He should give me just enough so you know what he's referring to. So it's his ball game. He knows best what you need to hear, not maybe what you want to hear. So a lot of times they ask me to pull a card for you, so I did that and I shuffled until he told me to stop. So he picked this card. This is for you. Self-care isn't selfish. If you were really going to take care of yourself today, what would you do? So why aren't you doing that? No healthy person wants you to sacrifice yourself for them. Really, anyone who wants that from you is a selfish jerk. Don't assume that the people in your life are selfish jerks who can't handle you doing what you need to do for yourself. So he wants you to do a little self-care. Do a little more for yourself. That looks terrible. It looks backwards to me. I don't know. I keep forgetting to look at the videos later to see if it really is backwards, but it looks backwards from here. So take that bubble bath, take that walk, shut the door, tell people leave you alone for a little bit. Whatever it takes to have a personal moment to take care of you. It's not always about everybody else, and actually I'm doing that. I'm doing that today. So I can get my work done. The sages. A little sage for us. Thank you for being patient too with the grandson having so many doctor's appointments and so much personal care needed for a short time. So it kind of slowed me down. It's okay. He's better. He keeps saying there's no need to get the police involved. I don't know if he's talking about his death or things happening since he left. Things happen. So no, I don't know if you've got people taking stuff that shouldn't be or causing problems that don't need to be caused. Let's see, he's going to elaborate. There's somebody that's been especially hard on you since he left. And during the time that he was leaving. It's either a family member or somebody that feels like a family member. He says, let it go. Let it go. It's not worth it. Let it go. Stuff. It's just stuff. It's stuff. And I've had so many of them say that once we leave, we don't care about our watch, our car, our couch. We don't care about that stuff because when we get there, I don't want to say up there. They're not up there. They're there. We realize that personal belongings, all those things we cherished that we spent money on and had to have, really don't mean shit. It's really not the purpose of life. So once we go to the other side, it's like Why was I so concerned with that stuff? That's not what I was supposed to be doing. I do it too. We very materialistic, and his feelings right now is he could care less about the material things. He says he's more worried about your heart and soul. Again, he says self-care. He's pointing at the card, saying self-care, self-care, not selfish, self-care. He's kind of saying it that way. Do it for your own sake, for your own sanity. Let the rest go. You did everything perfectly fine. Just don't make it a big issue. Did it? Done everything fine. Yes, I am proud of you. And he goes, as far as if you've gotten a little grouchy since he left over, because he seems to be concentrating on the stuff. If you've gotten a little grouchy over some stuff, maybe somebody got some stuff that you didn't want them to have or that you wanted or something. He said, not worth fighting over. Not worth it. Because our connection is something nobody else can have. Nobody else can change. Nobody else can get in between. It's a connection between father and daughter. He's almost hitting his fist on the table, going, that's what's most important. And don't forget it, not just in our relationship, but in others in your life. That connection, that energy. He's understanding the energy. That energy between another person is more important than that couch, than that tea bag. He said tea bag. I swear he said tea bag. Did he like tea, hot tea, or do you like hot tea? Are you drinking hot tea right now? I don't know why he would say that. There's a reason. It's some of the things that they have had me spit out of my mouth. I go, what the heck? It's not for me to judge. And then I find out later what they mean. It's really kind of cool. Don't let others spoil your vision. He says, you're sidetracked right now. You're sidetracked with things that aren't going to matter later. Get back on track. Don't be sidetracked with stuff. He says, you're not going to get rid of me that easy. And he starts laughing hysterically. I'm not going anywhere. So he's going like this and kind of like he's sneaking up, like creeping, but he's singing Little Bunny Foo Foo, hopping through the forest, picking up the field mice and putting them on the head. You don't want me to sing, I promise you. I don't know, maybe he used to sing this to you or your kids or other kids. Or maybe you just heard somebody singing that. So no, whenever you hear Little Bunny Foo Foo, from now on, that'll be a sign from him. The campground, it's getting noisy across the road. And go Google Little Bunny Foo Foo. I don't remember the whole song. And then along came something, blah, blah, blah. He's laughing. He's very cheery. He's very peaceful. He's very, very kind-hearted. Wanting the best for you. So I always tell people, well, I promise you 1,000%. He can hear you, he can see you, talk to him all you want to. Just trust he can hear you. And you don't have to talk out loud. We have telepathic ears. You can talk without opening your mouth. But he wants, same old story I always tell people. If Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in, don't ask Uncle Joe for financial help because he didn't understand how it worked here. So whatever your dad would have been good at helping you with here, you need help with something along that line, something he understood how to deal with, ask him. They cannot override your free will choice. You need to ask, give them permission to help you, and then just sit back and wait and see what happens. Like, it probably won't happen right that second. It could be you go to the grocery store in a couple days. I always use the example of you want a better job. You hate the job you have, and you ask them for help finding something better, and you go to the grocery store in a couple days, and somebody walks up that you know and goes, hey, I work at this great company. We have an opening you'd be perfect for. Why don't you come apply? So they know how to open doors. He said he's ready and willing to help you. He can't wait to help you. He says, I can help you in ways now that I couldn't hear. He's singing, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Go Google that song. That'll be another sign from him. I can see all obstacles in my way. See, we see things different once we're up there. We're not up there. We're here. They're here. Talking about putting a cherry on top of it. So if you do you love cherries? Did he love cherries? Did you recently have like a vanilla malt with whipped cream and a cherry on top, or a sundae with whipped cream and a cherry on top or something? Or you might be eating a cherry right now. Life is more beautiful than you give it credit for. Don't waste it. You're doing perfectly fine. Something about things after he passed, he says, let it play out. Let it go, let it flow, let it play out. You can't force it because it's going to be what it's going to be. Stop fighting it. Let it play out. But don't get walked over either. Goodness. He says, as far as him leaving here, he said, it's like you close your eyes and poof, you're gone. You leave your body. You're not gone. You just leave your body. I always tell people, this is like our car or vehicle to run around on earth in. Our spirit, our soul is inside of here. And we're going around getting the human experience, running around on earth inside this, kind of trapped inside this heavy body. So when we're done with the body, we still have the same spirit, the same soul, but we're lighter, we're brighter, we go someplace to be cleansed, to get all this heavy, there's no anger and hate and all that kind of heavy stuff up I'll say up there, but we're not up there or here. It's I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, we just get rid of this heavy body that we don't need anymore. So even if the body, there's times when the body is still, I hate to say alive, where we exit it ahead of time. So the body can be looking like it's struggling, but our soul is not. And that's our true essence. That's our true us, me, is your spirit, your soul, your energy. If that makes sense. We just don't need the body anymore. We're done, but we're still us. Only lighter and brighter and more full of love. He says I can do anything I damn well please now. And I love everybody and everything. What about you hearing something, but I'm trying to get him to tell me what you're hearing. You're hearing him in some way. You're hearing something jingling or tinkling, or I don't know that it's a little bell. A lot of times they'll use a little bell that you might hear dingling in your head, even maybe not even with your ears. We might hear it with your telepathic ears. But I don't think it's a bell. But it's something metal, tingling and tinkling. It doesn't sound like car keys. But anyway, when you hear a little jingling, something metal jingling, he's showing me a fork. If you hear silverware tinkling, or a sound like, let's take two forks, hit them together. It will be, if it's not two forks, if it's not silverware sound, it's something similar to that from what he's showing me. Or maybe you've heard it. And if he's doing it in your kitchen, he's in your kitchen drawer. So watch for your silverware drawer to maybe be open or be shut after you leave it open, or vice versa. Or you might hear this silverware tinkling, or you might find a fork on the floor or on the counter where you did not leave it. And it probably won't happen when you're in the room. Usually it happens when you walk out of the room. Don't know why. That they don't do it right in front of us. But it's usually when you turn your back or you walk out of the room, and then you hear it or you see it when you walk back in or whatever. Anyway, anything you think is a sign from him, songs, whatever, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. Give him permission to step forward and bring you signs and things like that you would like to see and hear. Oh yeah, the fly. The fly just landed on me again. Right when I got ready to push this button, this damn fly came over and he would not leave me alone. So if you get a fly and can you see him zipping through here? I think he's in between me and the camera. And he gets really annoying, and I was just going to say, especially if they get in your face, like keep landing on your nose or your cheek or something, won't leave you alone, know that that'll be a sign from him. And he's giggling. He's giggling. Again, validating, acknowledging, tell him you love him and ask him to bring you more. Give him permission. A lot of times I'll see loved ones standing off in the corner of the living room going, well, I don't want to come forward because I'm afraid I'll scare them, and I don't know if I'm welcome to do these things because I don't really understand this stuff, how they're going to react to it. Talk to him. He can hear you. Promise you. With that, he's leaving. He's sending you love. He's sending you hearts. He says, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep your cool. Don't let anybody ruffle your feathers. It's none of their damn business, whatever that's for. Not my business, it's your business. He said, just smile and turn around. Because you know you have my love. And that's all that matters. Let them dwell in it. He's not saying who them are. That's up to him, not me. Okay, with that, he's leaving. Much love to you, my dear. Thank you again for being patient. You're watching a spider now. I'm in the campground. There's all kinds of varmints, but I don't want him on my head. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Peace.